How can it be both a good time to buy and sell real estate? Well, let's talk about it. For sellers, it's a great time to sell because there's not a lot of homes on the market. And when there's not a lot of homes on the market, basic supply and demand says that one, you can charge more money for your home, and two, you have less competition, which means your home sells faster. Now let's talk about there not being a lot of inventory on the market right now. The fact that there's not a lot of inventory on the market says that you can charge more money for your home. Now, when the interest rates were super low, what was happening was people were also charging more money for their home, but the prices that they were charging for their home were like over market value. So can sellers be over market value right now? Probably not, right? Because the buyers don't have that demand to run to the market because the interest rates are higher. However, because inventory is low and no matter what, there's always going to be a need for a place to live, sellers can charge more for their homes. Not over market value, but you can charge more for your home. And if you bought your home prior to the last 2 years, you're still gonna make a lot of money when you sell your home because the past 2 years drove your home price up so high that you have so much equity in your home right now that no matter what, you're still going to make a lot of money off of your home, and your home's gonna sell fast because there's not a lot of inventory. So that is why it is a great time for sellers to sell. Buyers, why is it a great time for you to buy when it's also a great time for sellers to sell? Let's talk about it. So buyers, the reason why it's a great time for you to buy now is because when those interest rates were low, oh my gosh, the prices were so high. They were over market value. Now that interest rates are lower, sellers can't charge over market value because it costs so much money to buy a house, and they realize that, so they can't charge you over market value. But what they can charge you is market value. And because when those interest rates dip so much, though, their market value automatically increases. Anybody who bought their home prior to the last 2 years, when they sell you their home, they're still going to make a lot of money. So yeah, they're making money, but you're not buying an overpriced house like you would have when the interest rates were lower. Buyers, it's also a good time for you to buy because you also have less competition. Now, I will say over the last few months, we have seen more bidding wars, but nothing like we saw over the last 2 years when the interest rates were low. So yes, because there's not a lot of inventory, you will see more bidding wars. However, when those interest rates drop again, you may not be able to buy a house because the house prices will go up so high again like they did before. And when those interest rates were low, you had to be a very, very strong buyer with a lot of money in the bank in order to be able to buy, right? So you qualified back then because the interest rates were low, so it took less income to qualify. However, even though a lot of buyers qualified, they weren't able to buy a house because they didn't have the extra $100,000 in the bank to be able to pay the over market value for the home. Because in case you don't know, which I'm sure you do know, a mortgage company is only going to pay for the value of the home. They're never going to pay more than the home is worth. So those people who were getting loans at that time, they had to come out of their pocket with the cash difference to pay for that home, which made a lot of buyers priced out. So buyers, please never wait for the interest rates to drop, because when you wait for the interest rates to drop with the combination of inventory being low like it is now, we have scenarios like we had when the interest rates were low 2 years ago. Buyers couldn't buy. They were priced out of the market. So now is the perfect time for you to buy. Yes, inventory is low. However, because interest rates are high, there's not tons of buyers out there. Buyers who are buying right now are buying because they need to buy. And yes, there are bidding wars. However, you're not going to pay over market value. So I would encourage you to go out and buy. So yes, now is a good time for both buying and selling. And if you have any more questions about this, I'm going to be on TikTok live tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So log in and ask me any questions that you want to ask. Have an amazing day.